And now to the historic change in relations between the United States and Cuba. This morning, the first cruise ship to sail from the United States to the island in nearly 40 years docked in Havana, and several Cuban-born Americans were on board. CNN's Patrick Oppmann is live for us in Havana. And Patrick, I understand there was no mention of the cruise ship on Cuban state media. Was that surprising to you?
None at all, Elliot. After 4 years, I'm not sure a lot would surprise me anymore. As in the greater picture of U.S.-Cuban relations, there is a constant effort to dial back expectations. I think sometimes certain government officials are embarrassed when you have scenes like we saw today with people holding up U.S. flags, very excited, hugging American visitors and even Cuban-American visitors. And, we recently heard that the Cuban government felt that President Obama's visit, which certainly had a very conciliatory tone, was an attack on this government and country. So when there are moments where you see Cubans here, as we saw hundreds of Cubans, despite the fact that there was no mention in the island state media that the ship was coming today, that they gather and they greet with incredible warmth the Americans who came aboard the ship. That certainly flies in the face of the narrative that the Cuban government is trying to spin. But the Cuban government, the Cuban people certainly will welcome this ship and its passengers today, and that was evident from the moment the ship came into Havana Harbor early this morning, Elliot.
And Patrick, we know that this is a relatively small ship. We've seen it. I've been there where you are at the CNN office in Havana where you can see those ships. How long will it take Cuba to handle bigger cruise ships?
That'll be a process of years, and it'll involve a massive investment in this country. I'm not sure where that money will come from because behind me, the port can only accommodate 2 cruises at a time, 2 ships at a time, and they have to be very small cruises. The mega cruises, the Carnival Breezes that fit 3,000 more people than the cruise ship behind me, those just cannot enter the port of Havana. They would have to come up with a different terminal someplace else. That's just going to be a process of years and require probably massive outside investment. But today was a very important first step. And again, it's beginning the process of opening up this country to outside investment. And certainly there are many, many U.S. Cruise lines that want to be part of that process, Elliot.
Yeah, and those cruise lines, many of them, and they have big ships, so it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Patrick Oppmann from CNN, thank you very much for joining us live from Havana. And keep it right here on CBSMiami.com for continuing coverage of the historic first cruise from the U.S. to Cuba in decades.